Hey guys, welcome to Daytona 24 Hours, and this year we have a very special car here to introduce with Frank Van Meel, BMW M3 CSL, and that's a brand new BMW M3 CS. Frank, I'm gonna be short. Tell me right away what's this car all about, and then we kind of walk around and take a look at some of the design features.
Well, this car is all about emotion and motorsport, and it's a very special one. It's the strongest M3 in the current lineup, the M3 CS. So it's all about lightweight, more power, M-specific track suspension with track tires. It's a track tool with a number plate as an M3.
So one of the first things that I've read when you launched the car, people said, well, you know, I can have an M3 competition and I can put some parts on and I can make it an M3 CS. Can they do that?
Well, actually you cannot do that because we have a specific suspension setup, a specific tuning also to the semi-slick track tires that are on the car, and also to the changes in the chassis we've made, and also the carbon fiber bonnet is something very special. And as you can see, the structural parts here and the paint here. And there are only 4 colors for this car. It's signal green, we also have the solid white, we have Brooklyn gray and graphite black. So if you have another color, you cannot change your car because you cannot get this bonnet.
Gotcha.
So suspension, not available, bonnet, not possible. And of course on the interior, we've got specific M carbon fiber bucket seats in bi-color, which is specific and only for this car.
Gotcha. So let me ask you that, because a lot of people were hoping that you're going to use the bucket seats in the rear, just like in the M5 CS, because they're such great seats. What was the reason behind not going down that route?
The reason for that is that we here really wanted to have something with the capability of offering 4 passengers a seat in the car, because a lot of M3 customers really love that. And that's the reason why we did it, actually.
Now, when it comes to the engine, any changes compared to, let's say, the M4 CSL?
Well, it's more or less the same principle that we've also followed on the M4 CSL. We upped up the injection pressure, and with that we could increase the power up to 543 brake horsepower.
Grille inspired by motorsport?
Yes, you see the big openings, the frameless grille, so it's all about air, it's all about cooling. And the bigger the opening, the better for the cooling, and we really need that for the 543 brake horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. So that is something specific, and you can also see the lightweight technology we've used with the carbon splitter in the front. And also, of course, what you can't see right now, but it's also there, the yellow iconic lights.
Gotcha. So those are similar to the M4 CSL,
yes,
basically?
Yes, right.
Are the wheels specific to the M3 CS?
The golden bronze color is specific to this car, and this M lightweight alloy wheel is really, really nice one. So that is, let's say, that is a real design principle for this car.
Sure.
If you don't want it, you can also order a black wheel.
Okay.
But I think this suits the car quite nicely.
What's the story behind choosing these 4 particular colors for the M3 CS, which are Brooklyn gray, frozen solid white, I believe, so sapphire black, and signal green?
Well, I think the classic colors for M are white and black.
Okay.
So the graphite black was, let's say, the classic color we choose. With the solid gray, we did a matte white color. Normally we always take alpine white. In this case we wanted to do something new, so it's really a completely new color for this car. And the signal green is a clear statement because it is a clear signal, and here in Daytona, when you're near the racetrack, if you wave the green flag, it's a clear signal the race is on, and this color really shows to the outside the race is on.
So now I got to ask, because you seem very passionate about the green, will this be your choice if it was your daily driver?
Yes, it would.
Yeah, so signal green, going bold, all out?
Yes.
All right. Let's take a look inside maybe now, because I want to see kind of the seats. You mentioned that, you know, you can only get the bicolor seats, basically the carbon bucket inside the M3 CS, but not in the regular competition, right?
You can, this bicolor version you can only get for this car.
Gotcha.
And also the rear seats are in the same bicolor optic.
Gotcha, okay, we're gonna take a look at that. And then the center console really similar to the M4 CSL or identical?
Yeah, it's not identical. You can see the printing. It's M3 CS, but it's also the same principle. It's carbon fiber, lightweight middle console. And of course also the steering wheel with the carbon fiber pedals.
Yeah.
and the center marking, the 12 o'clock marking. It's really, really nice.
So since we're in America, let me see if you're gonna guess the one thing that people want inside the car that they're not getting.
I know what you're referring to, but you either have a manual with a rear wheel drive and not as much power.
Okay.
By the way, we did that
Yeah.
on the other special model.
Yeah.
And here we opted for all-in, so maximum power. We upped the power by up to 40 horsepower in comparison to the M3 competition. And we've got an xDrive, so this is the package, all-in, maximum power, automated shift, and an xDrive. And that brings you from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.2 seconds.
Gotcha. So now the other thing actually that people wanted to see inside the car were cup holders. You know that we love our big coffees here.
I know.
Any reason why there is no cup holder inside?
Yes, because this is a special model and we just took out the weight we don't need, and the cup holder was in the way when we were talking about weight, so we took it out because this is a no compromise track tool.
So let me open the rear door too so we can see the bench. So that's the unique bench that you mentioned, right, with the double stitching, you know, and the bicolor.
Right, so
that's something that you can't get in a regular competition, basically.
And it is a nice theme, and it goes through all the seats in the car, so that's really, really nice.
That's perfect. All right, let's take a look at the back last point before we wrap it up. So same thing, right? You went with a normal spoiler versus the M4 CSL.
Yes, but it is a carbon fiber spoiler. And also, if you look down there, you can also see that the diffuser itself made out of carbon fiber as well. And we have a titanium exhaust system, so this is different, and it also has quite a nice sound, and it takes out 4 kilograms of weight.
So it's different than the base exhaust on the M3 competition, basically.
Yes.
So that's another difference right there. And that's not something that you can order, right? It's specific to the M3 CS.
For this one.
How many units should we expect globally?
We will produce this car from March this year on, but only for 12 months. So it will be a limited production run, and it won't be a 5-digit number of cars. It probably will be a rather low 4-digit number of cars. Depends on the market demand, but also on how many we can build within a time period of 12 months.
So more than the M4 CSL, but definitely way lower than the regular M3 competition. Is there anything in the future for the CS brand when it comes to the M3 and M4 family?
We haven't decided yet, because we already brought the M4 CSL. And I know we've said there is a hierarchy. We have the base M cars, we have the competition version, we have the CS and the CSL, but we don't necessarily need to do that in each model line. So we'll see what the future brings.
And really the final question, if you look at the entire M3 and M4 portfolio, would you say that the take rate is higher on xDrives versus rear wheel drives? Do you see that in your sales numbers?
Yes, we do. Currently the xDrive system is very strong in demand, because actually it is a rear wheel drive just with more traction. So there is no trade-off to say, okay, am I going to drive rear wheel or all wheel? No, it's am I going to drive rear wheel only or rear wheel with more traction? And by having that choice, a lot of people opt for rear wheel with more traction and take the xDrive.
Makes sense. Well, Frank, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Great car. I can't wait to drive it in the near future. Guys, thanks for watching once again. Stay tuned. We have a lot more footage with the M3 CS coming from Daytona. As always, thank you and see you soon.
Thank you.